Eyes, tired look, why it happens and how we can fix it. I'm Maria Fitchuk, a dermatologist and anti-aging medicine specialist, and let's move on to our parts of the face. And today we're going to talk about eyes. So eye area is very active and dynamic area because we contract our eyes and we close and open our eyelids more than 200,000 times a day. So too often. And while doing every single day activity, we move our muscles, and at the same time we can produce some more wrinkles because of the skin laxity and because of all the processes that we have already discussed, the photo damage, the corona damage. The eye area and changes, they have at least two levels to understand. The deep changes around eye area, we need to understand where it started from. So while aging, we lose some deep fat in the medial part of the face, in the mid-face. And while losing the fat over here, we have a very specific anatomical structure which is called teardrop ligament. And teardrop ligament and then zygomaticotenous ligament, this is actually the structure which is created by perpendicular ligaments. And the perpendicular ligaments, just imagine that I'm an eye. For example, I am a right eyeball. And here is the teardrop ligament and zygomaticotenous ligament. And I used to have some volume here under the ligament. And this volume created the support for all the structure. And then while aging, I had some ligaments going down. I lost, for example, some fat over here, and I lost some deep fat on the bone on the this orbital rim. So I lost the fat. And if I lost the fat, I started to consider myself looking tired in the mirror. And this can happen already at 25, 26. I haven't seen any girl being age 30 who actually didn't have any mid-face deficiency. So our eye area and healthy look, fresh look, here starts from the mid-face. In order to improve the situation under eyes, we really need to start in the mid-face. I would never go with my patient directly under eye area with fillers because the cause of the changes lies deeply. So it's the mid-face structure. So in order to improve the eye area on the deep layer, we're gonna use the hyaluronic acid filler, for example, Juvederm Voluma, to restore the volume and to support the zygomaticotenous ligament and teardrop ligament over here to create a fresher look. And then the next step can be right deeply on the bone with the needle. We go with the Juvederm Volbella, for example, softer filler, which is 15 milligram per milliliter concentration of hyaluronic acid. And we go deeply on the bone and restore the volume to create the fresher look under eyes. This is the moment that we need to understand about the deep structure. If we think about other changes in under eye area, we need to remember the vessel nature. So while aging, we have some changes. The blood vessels which support and supply the nutrition with oxygen, so the blood vessels which supply the oxygenated blood, the red blood, red bright blood. They are called arterioles. And the blood vessels, small blood vessels, which take the blood from the cells, from the tissues, which is already less oxygenated, but instead of that, we have the CO2 there. And the CO2-rich blood is like much darker blood. So, and these vessels are called vanules. So arterioles, they should be wider and they should supply more oxygen. And then we need to take all the CO2 gas from the tissue with vanules. But unfortunately, this process is changed. So arterioles, instead of being wider, they become tighter, thinner. So they are not so the area is not so much oxygenated, and instead the vanules are become more dilated. And this causes a darker blood is there in the small vessels, and the darker blood is there means the darker area is there. So under eye area becomes darker. One of the reasons because we have the dilated vanular structures, so vanular vessels with dark blood, with CO2. And this dark blood creates dark circles under eyes. So in order to improve that, we need to remember about the blood vessels health. So what to take as supplements to improve the blood circulation for our face, to create a fresher look, to create more toned vanules so that they can take all the CO2-rich blood out of the tissue and supply more oxygen. So we need to remember that number one amino acid to improve the blood circulation is L-arginine. L-arginine is that amino acid which converts to nitric oxide inside our body. And nitric oxide is a just miracle molecule. It helps our vessels to be dilated and toned. It helps to nourish our body all over. It helps to supply more oxygenated and more nutrient-rich blood to our heart, lungs, to our brain, to our skin, all over our body, to all our inner organs. So L-arginine is number one amino acid we need to remember about it. What is the dosage for L-arginine? I would start, if you never supplied yourself with this, I would start with 4,500 milligram per day, like 3,000 in the morning and then 1,500 in the evening. And it will help for sure to feel yourself better, to improve your memory, to improve your mood, to improve your physical feeling for sure. So L-arginine is number one for a month. I would say this quite high dosage. And then later we can move on with 3,000 milligram per day, like 1,500 in the morning and 1,500 in the evening. And this is absolutely okay dosage to have like courses like 3-4 month treatment couple of times a year to improve your blood circulation. What else is very important for your blood vessels? Omega-3 fatty acid is extremely important for your blood vessel inner wall health. Omega-3, not omega-3, 6, 9, but omega-3. Omega-3 helps to combat the inflammation. So omega-3 helps to reduce the inflammation. Instead, omega-6 is used by our body to increase the inflammation, to produce the inflammative reaction. So omega-6, which is actually like seed oil, really is not a so good idea to supplement yourself with. Omega-3 is something you really need to go for. And omega-3 is ecogycosianic acid and docogycosianic acid. Ecogycosianic acid is so good for blood vessels. And DHA, decogycosianic acid, is incredible for our brain. So omega-3 is ecogycosianic and decogycosianic. Both of them are omega-3 fatty acids. But as adults, we need to concentrate ourselves for the vessel tone, so ecogycosianic acid, and docogycosianic is so important for our kids and as well for us when we study, when we want our brain to be maintained at a very healthy, productive, and neurological level, to improve the cognitive function, to improve mental function and mental health, to support it. So omega-3 is not just really good for the vessels, but omega-3 is so good for your heart and brain. So good and so essential. At least 2,000 milligrams per day is so important that you supply yourself with that. Lifetime. I take it every morning after my meal, or if I do not eat like early in the morning, even later, but it's better to supply after a meal. So this is really important to improve your blood vessel tone, just like generally. And this will already help together with the third moment, that's estin. And this is actually the nutrient which already creates a perfect blood vessel tone and helps to reduce this even swelling and dilated vanules. And already as well, you will have your lymphatic drainage improve around eyes. So while aging, we need to improve the supply of oxygenating blood, and we need to improve the taking out of the carboxylated blood. So in order to have this fresh look under eyes, this is the vessel tone. That's what you can do actually every day for yourself. This is the deep structure and vessel structure under eye. What about the superficial level? So for the skin, we can use any technology which helps to a little bit create damage of the skin and then repair. We understand that the skin gets thinner while aging, and in order to improve the skin thickness, we can use chemical peels in order to improve the around eye area. We can use laser resurfacing, for example, CO2 laser resurfacing, or we can use erbium laser resurfacing around eye area. What is really so good, microneedling fractional RF is very good, but you can use it just on the bone marrow, so just on the bone part of your eye area. You cannot use it on the eyelid itself, not upper, not lower. And it means that you need to use as well something to contract the skin. For example, plasma is so good technology to contract the skin. We can actually contract the area under eyes in so significant ways so that all the small wrinkles in this area can be disappeared. And the crow's feet area as well can be so much improved with plasma technology. And plasma is the fourth state of anything like of material. It can be liquid, it can be solid, it can be gas, and it can be plasma. So that's fourth state of material. And the fourth state means it's like lightning, not touching the skin, Out of the needle, we have the electron flow, and it causes the skin burning and contraction. And small dots which create the contraction of the skin, so we create the damage of the skin, and then we create the restoration and the regeneration of the skin. And what is extremely good here, the growth factors, the cytokines, exosomes with polynucleotides, with growth factors as well. We use hyaluronic acid, amino acids, vitamins, all the bunch of products to improve the regeneration itself. We will talk about that later. So we need to understand that under eye area starts with the mid-phase deficiency restoration first, then under eye area deeply on the bone with the needle, and then we can work with vessel tone, you know how, and then we work with the skin contraction itself, so we can damage a bit and then regenerate. If you want to have a transformed area, we need to clear it, like damage a bit, and then restore. And though you will have incredibly fresh look, but how we can improve the area, our upper eyelid, if we can avoid blepharoplasty, for example, surgical, or what we can do, please see in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe and press on the ring bell not to miss my future videos. Hugs!